Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be taking a look at SleepClaws versus Shadow.
Yeah, these two have some very interesting and almost opposite folder setups here. Sleepclaws has a mono code, just M, and he chose not to run a Giga for this cycle. So on the other hand, Shadow has a lot of splash. So we have the man with no splash here on the left, and the man with just absolutely everything on the right.
Now, I want to take a moment to point out the chip selection and choice for both players specifically. It looks like just taking a quick gander at Shadow's setup, it looks like a lot of the similarly coded chips are going to be utilized for specific combos. So it seems like and he's also using Falter as well. So I'm willing to bet that a lot of his folder is going to hinge on field positioning and being able to make use of and manipulate the field, especially running things like Guardian, roll 3 for probably for a little bit of just kind of buffer for HP. It really looks like it's Shadow's folder specifically is going to be relying very, very heavily on field positioning and making sure that he can be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, what's interesting here is that Shadow, if you look at him, he has a lot of Aqua chips and he's Falzar, so he's going to be depending on SoulXCross to get that ×2 chip charge. Um, if he can protect his SoulXCross and just pump those chips out, then it's a ton of damage. But for Sleep Claws, same thing, but for Tomahawk really, because he's got Risky Honey 3 and the M Boomers. So being able to charge all of those chips will that'll guarantee that he has enough damage to take Shadow down. So for both of these, it's just about protecting their main cross and being able to get all of the damage out in time.
I also just realized that both of these players have identical programs for their Navi customizer, albeit in a different order and slightly different configuration. They're running the exact same programs.
Yeah, so I don't know if they. I think this is just a popular cust. This cust has been. I think it showed up in strategies. Not sure who's responsible for, but yeah. So both of them have bug stop. Neither of them have rush, but they both have beat, uh, fast barrier, undershirt, charge max, but no attack stats on their buster. So this is mainly just going to come down to their chip damage.
Yeah. So without further ado, I'm ready to go ahead and get started whenever you are.
Yeah, I'm ready. So one interesting thing that I forgot to point out is that Shadow is actually he does not have a lot of the popular Navi chips. He instead is opting for just running not star code, but what would you even call them? He has roll 3 in R code and he has erase man SP in K code. So he only has 3 Navi chips.
I think that
might be a problem with both of them running B.
for sure, for sure. So we're going right out of the gate initially with this turn. Beat's going to go ahead and hit up whatever mega chip was used at this particular time. Both of them are just kind of taking a little bit of a slow turn. Not really going to go ahead and pop both of the first barriers. 2 fast gauge up right at the end of the turn. A great way to round the turn out and control the pacing for the next few turns, especially into Dust Cross. So you get the ability to use the Dust Shoot to kind of clean house.
Yeah, it's interesting that Shadow didn't go into Dust as well. Especially with his folder being a bit chunkier. It would actually benefit him to have gone into Dust there.
I agree, but I mean at the same I don't know about these draws. That's
oh yeah, that's pretty clunky.
You know, you hate to see it, but I mean when you're running a folder as versatile as Sleep causes, you run the risk of kind of drawing bricks like this. I mean, that's the only way that I can think of to describe it. You've got wind racks. I mean, so you have options to stay in Dust Cross and still have the aura breaking abilities of wind property things. So we're seeing Shadow going into Aquacross, as we talked about at the top in our analysis. So it looks like Shadow's going a little bit more on the defensive, charging up that to get the 2 times with Aquacross's inherent chip charge ability. So a little bit of a scary turn. It's going to be interesting to see how SleepClaws answers this, because it doesn't look like he has Invis, but no other options to follow it up.
Yeah, and I think with the Heat Dragons coming out from Shadow, it's kind of risky for SleepClaws to go into Tomahawk, right? Even though he might want to in order to avoid the Bubble Star trapping him.
Yeah. And I mean, at this point, too, SleepClaws also has to think and consider, you know, Shadow's gone into the cross. We have enough information now to assume that Shadow has options to capitalize on the fact that he's in Aquacross. He's in a pretty good position. If you look where the HP is on the field, too, Shadow's in a good position to take advantage of pretty much every single one of the chips that he has access to, that he can even chip charge. He can charge Aqua Dragon. He can charge Bubble Star. He can charge Wide Shot. He can hit pretty much any single one of his options inside of his folder right now with 2 times damage safely, assuming that SleepClaws doesn't answer in kind with Invis.
I think what's especially interesting about this matchup is that neither of them are focusing on area control. I mean, SleepClaws only has 1 area grab, and Shadow actually, I don't believe he has any area grabs at all. So this is not going to be a situation where Tomahawk or Tengu charge shots are going to do a lot of damage. This is just going to be based purely off of chip damage.
Shadow does have area management by way of grab banish, but you're right, he's not running any sort of way to capitalize on any sort of area really at all, which is an interesting choice. But given the versatility of the folder, I think that it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, it looks like both of them are just really trying to get their combos out, get the right chips in their hand to be able to do enough damage. So they're both really just stalling right now and trying to smooth out their hand.
It's not an easy task to do, because in BN6 PvP, you only have a couple of ways of actually going about that. You can either waste chips by going into custom and literally just letting another turn cycle, or using Dust Cross, which you run the risk of getting hit by a cursor-based chip, I believe, and getting decrossed. Ooh, that flash bomb right at the end of the turn. All right. So SleepClaws has the ability to go on the same panel as that bomb, but I'm pretty sure he ended the turn in Invis. So if he goes on the same panel as that flash bomb, it won't be destroyed. It'll stay on the field, correct?
Yeah, if he's still blinking, then he is not going to be able to block that flash bomb's paralysis.
And it also pierces Invis too. It's worth noting. So even if SleepClaws does drop an Invis at the top of the turn, it's still going to paralyze him no matter what. The only option that you can really use to mitigate a flash bomb that's on the field like that is going into Tomahawk Cross, but it's not. I don't think SleepClaws is going to end up doing that. He needs Dust Cross right now to be able to make the most of the chip shove or the chip cycling ability.
So SleepClaws is considering it, but not really sure. He's hesitating here. He really is thinking about making this as a heavy damage turn and starting to pump out damage with Tomahawk.
I mean, at the same time, he does still have to weigh the options of Shadow's folder, right? Like, he has to pay very, very close and careful attention to what he's using. When? That was so smart! Oh my goodness!
So he used that flash bomb to get the second set of bees out. And that was a charged Risky Honey 3 with plus 30, so...
And bonus bees! It's not often we get to see the bonus bees, but that was a fantastic turn. I think that was really well thought out and well executed on SleepClaws' part. But Shadow definitely answered in kind by making sure that he is keeping very consistent pressure on SleepClaws in order to kind of force him into making these sorts of decisions?
I mean, I think Shadow is really backed into a corner here, especially considering you can see Sleep Claw's hand right here. Those Mega Boomers are going to be extremely painful.
Uh-oh. This is going to be big damage. Big damage, and the counter hit as well with the Boomer. That's going to end up likely getting close to closing it out. The turn is going to clear, and a Buster Shot ends up clearing out that round.
So looking at this, I think it's kind of a rough matchup for Shadow because he really wants to make use of Freeze and Bubble using his SoulXCross, but that ends up being blocked by Sleep Claw's dependency on Tomahawk, and Shadow doesn't have that many options to deal with Tomahawk. He really just has the Heat Dragons because he does not have Element Man, doesn't have Blast Man, and he's playing Falzar, so that's the only fire he has in his entire folder, just the 2 Heat Dragons. So if he uses them too early, he's basically inviting Sleep Claws to just go into Tomahawk and dish out an extremely large amount of damage.
Who's going to get the suck first? So the back B effect for Dustcross is basically the ability to absorb any of the obstacles that are on the field, like the rock cubes that you just saw. If both players... It's really a race to the first there for whoever can back B, but both players also have to contend with the fact that they have burst barrier as well. So it's a little tricky. I think if I'm remembering correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, I think that the projectiles that are absorbed by Dustcross they actually do 200 damage, don't they?
Yeah, they do 200 damage, and they're breaking, so if you hit Slash Cross with it, it's going to be 400.
Imagine getting hit in the face and decrossed for 400 damage by a giant cube.
it happens quite a lot. And that's one of the risks of going to Slash Cross right at the start.
I don't know.
The thing is that even though Sleep Claws does not have a Giga Chip, just by the fact that he's running 4 Megas, all of them are star-coded, and they're the more commonly used one, that kind of gives him an edge here in terms of the versatility of his folder.
It does, and a lot of these have a lot of different utility effects, like Erase Man has Piercing, Blast Man is good against Grass, and it looks like Shadow is wasting no time going for the Guardian, probably forgot about Sleep Claws being in Dustcross. Unfortunately, the Guardian does not connect, but seeing it fly across the screen was pretty entertaining in its own right. So that was a pretty wild turn. A lot happened there.
I think what's interesting to know is that neither of them are really hesitating to use their defense. I'm not sure if I really agree with their choice here, because they're really going to need it when both of them... You'll notice both of them are in Dustcross now. I think Shadow picked up on the fact that he really needs to smooth out his hand. But I think the right play here would actually be to watch for when the other person is going into their preferred cross, and just use the defense on that turn.
Yeah.
Right now, it's really just a kind of like skirmishing. They're both just trying to get the right hands into the right chips into. So,
I think the unfortunate part about that turn is both of the players expended a lot of different options in a very short window of time, and neither of the players really got true value out of the chips that they used that turn. I think Sleep Claws was a little quick on the draw in terms of using those shots, but is wasting no time going into Dust Beast here. The Bubble Star ×2 ends up connecting with the wide shot following it up. That is a pretty heavy amount of damage, very closely beginning to close the gap in between HP for both of the players. Now,
I think that must have been the misplay on Sleep Claws' part. Putting the attack plus 30 onto the Risky Honey there without Tomahawk, and not using it to counter, combined with firing the machine gun off too early. I think he just got nervous, maybe used them at the start of the turn, too close to the start of the turn, didn't wait for that invis to wear out.
I think so too. I mean, especially in really high pressure situations, you know, you can have a tendency to make those sorts of execution errors. You also have to contend with things like lag. That's another potential, but either way, I think that Shadow did a really good job that turn of capitalizing on that particular misplay, even taking a little bit of time there to take advantage of the chip recovery too, off of the Aqua. If I'm, yeah, yep, because he's back up to 18.
Yeah, so the thing is that both of them definitely have enough damage to do each other in, really. So this isn't really a question of overcoming the opponent's defense. It's really just it's about timing. It's about figuring out the right turns and the right moments to go on the offensive.
Ooh, he ended up, all right, both of those players got some pretty decent value out of that, but I think arguably Shadow got the better end of that. Getting off the ×2 damage, Aqua Dragon still got countered there, but it didn't really matter because it's still connected. Sleep Claws also got, I don't know, he didn't get the full value out of that machine gun either, which is kind of unfortunate, but...
The important thing to note here is that Shadow has been in Spout for at least 2 turns now. Mm-hmm. So a lot of his offensive potential is being used here. So the HP difference is a result of that. And Sleep Claws really has not gone into Tomahawk yet. So he's still got a lot of damage in his folder. So this could be a really quick reversal if Sleep Claws plays this right.
It can, but it doesn't look like Sleep Claws is getting very lucky with the chips that he's getting cycled into the folder. Specifically, does get the counter hit. We have another repeat of the last turn. So what happened there is if Aquacross uses, or if an Aqua chip is used while someone is on an ice panel, it actually freezes the target there. So we just saw it there at the end of the turn. Sleep Claws was moving onto an ice panel and ended up getting hit by that Aqua chip. So it is also worth noting that in that state, whoever's frozen, if you could hit them with a breaking chip, that does 2 times damage.
Yeah, and this could easily combo into an Erase Man SP from Shadow for 420 damage, but Sleep Claws goes into Tomahawk. Looks like he's set on launching his counter offensive here.
That's a safe bet. That's a real safe bet with good optimal damage. Getting Grab Banish, following it up to reclaim the area that was taken by the double point. A very, very wise turn. Heat Dragon is down to decross that. We were just talking about that earlier. Beat's going to end up taking out whatever chip Shadow had queued up. So it's either Roll, Erase Man, Judge Man, or even Hub Batch if he had that queued. I hope not. But uses Roll to kind of bounce back a little bit of the HP. I personally like Roll 3 as a splash here because it does damage. It's basically guaranteed damage, assuming you're able for it to connect. But Roll 3 also gives you a pretty hefty amount of recovery at the same time. It being an R code is a little awkward, but I think that now is a good time for Shadow to end up using it against Sleep Claws.
So Sleep Claws is trying to make use of the only other chip charge he can really do here, which is the train arrows. And oh no!
Ooh. This is gonna be big damage coming in.
Okay, so it looks like he managed to avoid it,
but ends up getting connected. Ooh, that was a really good response to that, honestly.
So Shadow and Sleep Claws are both just going back and forth here. They're both pretty low on HP. The match could be decided in the next turn, really.
It really can. I think that both players have done a really good job of sort of keeping their cool and working around the game state and what's happening as the turns progress. The cards are definitely stacked against... I mean, it really can go either way at this point in time. Go Ground Cross, do it. No.
Sleep Claws really has to be careful here because he's not really sure what the with the last Navi chip Shadow has is.
Okay, going in the life aura for the defensive option. I definitely agree with that at this point in the game. Ooh, gets the counter hit off of that. Sleep Claws is not going to be able to capitalize on that, even with Blast Man. If it were on the grass panel, if Shadow were on a grass panel, that would have popped the aura, because it's 2 times damage on grass. But unfortunately, it just wasn't. It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, Sleep Claws is really at the end of his rope here. The only way this could turn around is if he managed to land this Muramasa.
He could Beast Over. Yep. This is actually, so a lot of players tend to use Beast Over as kind of like, oh, I don't really have any other options. But in this instance, it was really, really smart for Sleep Claws to go ahead and use it. He's at low enough HP to where it's not really going to make a difference. That was really smart. Dropping that Flash Bomb right at the end of the turn, as soon as it happens, Sleep Claws' HP is going to start going down to 1 in the very tired state. But it looks like...
Yeah, Sleep Claws didn't have a way out there. Neither of them have Buster stats. He didn't have a way of doing 31 damage. So that well-timed Flash Bomb at the end from Shadow helped him secure the win there. So it's 1-1 now.
What a turn. That was really well set up. Both players played that very, very well. It was very tit for tat until the end of it.
Yeah, I like how Shadow held on to that Heat Dragon until he thought Sleep Claws would actually go into Tomahawk. That's really a pivotal thing to keep in mind here.
Right, both players once again going into Dustcross for that sweet folder shuffle. Words. For that sweet folder digging ability.
Yeah, the trash tube really
getting the B bonus again.
That's really good value, especially this early into the match.
You think that was a read? I feel like that was a read.
I think so.
I mean, Shadow has used an early turn Flash Bomb in pretty much every game so far, it seems. So for Sleep Claws to be able to adapt to that and make sure that he has the bees on deck, that was pretty wise. Alright, thinking closely through the turn here. He's currently ahead in HP, probably wants to stay ahead for the next few turns at least while he formulates answers to Shadow's high damage output. It'll be interesting to see if Shadow goes ahead into Aquacross now. I feel like that would be a very, very telltale sign of what chips Shadow ends up picking on that turn, which could be a good or a bad thing.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking about it myself right here. Sleep Claws decides to go into Tomahawk. He figures he has a pretty good hand.
There it is!
Ooh, so both of them are going into their main crosses here.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out there. Okay. So...
So both of them are jumping the gun a little bit here. Not managing to get a great value of their offensive chips.
Now, technically in this instance, Sleep Claws could have done a Tomahawk charge shot and ended up potentially popping that anti-damage before using the Blast Man in order to get some extra value out of it. But that's okay. I think that getting a guaranteed hit and a trap break off of it is also a good alternative. But again, it's tight situations with you just have to play it carefully. Shadow's not giving him any wiggle room.
Yeah, I think both of them got a little bit nervous there, seeing each other go into their main offensive cross. So I think both of them spooked each other a bit. didn't manage to play that turn per. Ooh.
Is he gonna hit it? And he does not. That's pretty unfortunate. It's probably a few frames off, but you know, still gets some okay value. Won't be able to capitalize on Blast Man again. He ends up getting the Heat Dragon on grass against Tomahawk. Wow, what a turn! Oh.
Yeah, Shadow managed to play that turn really well. And on top of it, Sleep Claws missed the E-Like on Element Man, so he lost his main damage boost here, but the Shadow still has his. So this is a tough situation for Sleep Claws. He's really got to think about how he wants to play the rest of this match, knowing that he's not going to be able to get the ×2 on any of his witches. Now his chips are actually really important. His chip, because he might not be able to close it out without well, managing to land everything.
Yeah, with the amount of damage that he has for chips in his folder, he has to make sure he's getting the most value and damage out of it as he possibly can. So he may end up trying to pivot over to Beast Charges here, potentially. But both of them have traps down. Both of them break them. Gets a counter. Flash Bomb is completely negated there because of that counter hit. What a good situation altogether. 2 times Aqua Dragon there. Freezes Sleep Claws, and just for good measure, Shadow gets off another charge shot before the turn wraps up.
That is such a shame that he lost the that full synchro. That would have been just the perfect thing for him. But due to that Aqua Dragon at the very end, he got frozen, lost full synchro. Now he's really got to figure out a way to get this down. I think the double point Risky Honey is his best option.
Looking like it. It's going into Ground Cross. We saw Ground Cross.
Oh no.
Oh, that's
so both of them are trading their crosses here, both of them taking double damage. This could be fatal for Sleep Claws though. Take damage.
Who's gonna mash first? So another mechanic here at play is that when you're paralyzed on the field, the amount of frames that you're paralyzed is reduced based on the number of inputs that you do. Sleep Claws closes out that turn with a Wind Rack, which is a really good finisher, a safe bet finisher for a turn. But in an instance where both players are paralyzed like that, it's pretty much whoever mashes the most fastest gets out of paralysis first.
So one option here that Sleep Claws has to him is to get as much damage out as possible out of his folder is to charge those grab banishes, because he's not going to get any mileage out. So to convert them into damage here would be the best bet if he's just trying to squeeze out enough to kill Chap. But it looks like he's going to give up that opportunity. This is his last turn of Beast, so...
Ooh, that's not going to look too good on the resume there, as Sleep Claws ends up taking the damage from both of the wide shots, not getting full value out of that. Ooh! Looks like we're seeing Deja Vu as Sleep Claws waste no time throwing the Flash Bomb right at the tail end of the turn. So it will connect, but because of Tomahawk Cross, it actually won't paralyze. It'll just do damage.
Yeah, and Sleep Claws used his Blast Man earlier, so he does not have a way of getting rid of Shadow's Tomahawk. He used both the Blast Man and the Element Man.
Ooh. Oh, the Life Aura too, so he's going to be prepared for that with an answer. And I don't think that Sleep Claws has anything on deck right now in order to answer that Life Aura specifically. Grab Banish, he's not going to be able to get any sort of value out of it. It was probably just tossing the chips away. Doesn't have access to Dust Cross, so... he does have Wind Rack here, so he will be able to answer, and Wind. Although I think Wind would probably be a little bit of a safer bet given the current situation. But I don't know how he's going to be able to capitalize on this.
So he does still have potential to turn this around. He has Muramasa. He's still got double point and attack plus 30. But it's a huge problem that Shadow has it's just free to camp in Tomahawk right now.
Okay. Saving the Wind Rack, pushing it back. He also has to contend with Shadow's Trap here, and now he has to contend with Guardian. So Shadow can just kind of camp that Guardian. If Sleep Claws hits it, that's 200 damage. And I'm pretty sure it pierces as well.
That was a really dangerous turn for Sleep Claws there. If Shadow had actually let himself be hit by that Tengu rack right there, that would have been a decross in 200 from the anti-damage star.
Ooh. Hub Batch is down, so the advantage that Shadow has right now in this matchup has gotten significantly, even exponentially larger as he gains several abilities off of Hub Batch. This is looking really tight. Sleep Claws doesn't have access to any other chips. He's at the end of his folder right now, and Shadow is free to beast out. He ends up getting punished by his own Guardian there. That kind of confirms that he wasn't... What? That didn't trigger anti-damage?
It won't trigger until the end of his current animation. So he's doing the Tomahawk Beast charge right.
Ah, I see.
Although I think there's actually a way of canceling it by crossing out. So he could actually protect his... Yeah, so that's what he did. That's a really interesting attack and being able to protect the anti-damage there. So that was a close match between Shadow and Sleep Claws. Both their folders really interesting. Both their setups really interesting. I thought Sleep Claws actually had an advantage there, but Shadow managed to play his folder really.
Yeah, he definitely. I know at the top we were kind of scratching our heads at the folder composition, but it actually ended up being really cohesive and execution heavy. So it was really well played, masterfully played, even by both net battlers there. So that was a phenomenal match.
Yes, it was. I mean, both of them, I think, were got spooked by each other a little bit on certain turns. Execution-wise, they could have played a little bit better, but you know, when you're worried about your opponent, sometimes your decision making just goes down the hole, and I know that happens to me a lot, so I can't judge either of them.
Same here. So definitely well played given the circumstance there, and we will prepare to move on to our next match.
Hey all, that was a very good match just now. Very, very crazy. So next up, we're gonna keep it going. Oh yeah, thanks MegaMasterX. He's actually taking off, and I'm gonna be taking over after his stead. I'm here still with Neryth. This is SoulXCross. Everyone knows me on Twitter as Spider-Man as well. So if you want, hit me up with a follow. Also, we're gonna get right into these sets. So, Neryth, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. All right, brother. Let's talk about these setups. Obviously, we just saw Sleep Cost, so we already know he's rocking that M styling on them with the Risky Honey 3 and that T-Hawk pressure. But on the opposite side, we have Salad today. Can you talk to us a little bit about this setup? Yeah, what you thinking?
So we've already seen Sleep Claws set up here. It's the mono M code. He chose not to run a Giga, but he's got those 4 Navi chips. He's got some great versatility out of them. And he's running that popular Navi cust right now, plus 800 H custom 2, got beat, charge max. Really really good setup for Falzar.
Yeah, for sure. It's really interesting, and especially after just watching last match, that he only opted to go with the one area grab, even though he has the 2 banishes. I feel like as an offensive cross like Tomahawk, you'd want to put pressure on area so you could do those life sword swings with those giant axe swings of Tomahawk, man. But he opted not to go with that. He didn't even pack any Buster support with attack pluses or anything like that. I mean, he has charge max.
I think it's either that he chose to not pack as many area grabs knowing that he doesn't have those Buster stats, or that he chose to not take Buster stats because he didn't want to play off of area grab. Either way, it's a little bit limiting in terms of what he can do with his crosses. He's going to be using them more for the utility, more for the ×2 chip damage for the Tomahawk, and less so for the charge shots, really.
And for those who don't know, it's actually really simple to get these Buster stats up there in Thalzar, especially if you're running the Giga Chip Hub Bat. Hub Batch is basically, I think we saw it in the last match as well. It basically maxes all your Buster stats. It gives you custom +3, gives you a shield. It's basically a Swiss Army knife for Falzar in one chip, which could have been the chip he opted for if he wanted to go that route of using Buster stats and chip damage, but he opted not to. So we'll see how that fares for him in this round as well. On the other side,
Salad running this F code. I think this is the second week that she's been playing this.
Yep, for sure. And actually, she's been playing F code with Falzar last week too. Usually, people play it with Greyguard because of the inherent machine guns and the magnums in there, and the erase cross giving bonuses to those chips. But she opted to play Falzar anyway. Still not a bad choice. Base, anyone playing base is automatically my hero, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little biased coming into this. So
yeah, I'm a base lover myself. Base anomaly is 640 damage, 4 hits of 160.
Straight up, it's just a gruesome battleship, dude.
Yeah, the only downside is that it depends really heavily on there not being any holes on the field. If there's a super hole that's blocking you, a hole that just won't go, or your opponent decides to use Get and breaks the field, you're not going to be able to connect with it unless you're point blank. So,
and that's actually for both bases if there's holes on the field. However, the other base from the Greyguard game, it doesn't necessarily whiff in a time freeze counter against Geddon because he actually, when you're standing on a panel, it breaks underneath you, but it doesn't become a hole into you.
Yeah, it cracks the panel, so it'll break once you move off of it, but it still actually it counts as a panel that he's standing on. So you actually cannot time freeze counter
base from Greyguard version, but base anomaly, yeah, that fizzle that out.
Yeah, the base you can't counter him without getting.
Also, we have in here the tech cards that I think are really, really what makes this folder push forward is the Rolling Log 3 and the Aura Head. Aura Head and Rolling Log 3 obviously counter picks towards the Greyguard game. Unfortunately, Sleep Clause isn't playing Greyguard, so this might not come up as hard for this, but Rolling Log is a wood chip which crosses out the Elect Cross on the Greyguard field, or Aura Head will defeat Slash Cross for double damage and knocking them out of those crosses, which is really good for relieving pressure on your side.
Yeah, the one concern I have, and I might be biased here, is that if you look at Salad's folder, it is really depending heavily on being able to land your chips really well. I personally play really offensively oriented folders that have a lot more damage, and that can be a little bit more forgiving in terms of if you get blocked out by defense or if you just miss some chips. But Salad here is going to have to play really well, going to have to use those chips to great effect here.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, Salad has the 5 area grabs and the Buster stats to help that Buster strategy that Sleep Clause is actually kind of lacking in his folder. And that's going to be used for both Tomahawk Man and Tengu Man if she can get those 5 grabs into play and get Sleep Clause into that back row so she could just use that Tengu Rinwhack over and over. So we might see those 2 options come into play as well, which is a lot of pressure from Salad already.
Yeah, I mean, think the last thing to note here is just the different traps that Salad is using: anti-navi and anti-sword, alongside anti-damage. So that you actually, if you're playing against Salad, you can't be sure. You can't be sure which trap Salad has up until you confirm it yourself by testing it. So anti-sword, that can be really lethal. It's underused in my opinion. I know Salad uses it quite often. I mean, when it properly goes off, it does 300 damage. So, and it can decross Tengu. It's just a really potent chip that I think is overlooked.
Yeah, really good for countering SoulXCross, but the one really niche use of this, and I don't even think it is niche. It's just great. This thought process of using this chip. Everyone usually packs anti-damage in their folders, and anti-damage when that ninja star comes out is a sword. So if you allow that anti-damage chip to hit you after proccing it, anti-sword will go off. So there's always a way to at least guarantee this chip goes off, unless your opponent isn't playing any sword chips, isn't playing Grey Guard, isn't playing anti-damage. But that is extremely rare combination. One of those three things is happening, if not two, right? So we're gonna see some interesting stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's hop into this match. Alright. Now, Salad versus Sleep Claws. Okay. So, Salad starting off. Oh, she regs the map course. Yeah, so we're going to see that really. Against someone using first barrier, it's kind of right. Especially an enemy Falzar player.
I don't think Salad will have any problems because of those buster stats. She should be able to take down that first barrier really quick. And that wrecked Magnum is going to do some work here. If oh no, Sleep Claws predicted it. He goes right into Tengu.
That Tengu choice was really good for him too, because now he's not going to be pressured by these two wasted cursor chips on this first turn here. Nice, and he uses a machine gun of his own. And just gattling each other up, I guess. Oh, ooh. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that Magnum really hurt and destroyed that.
Really hurt.
Anti-damage.
You see, that was just jitters right there. You accidentally just changed the Magnum with a anti-damage, and that caused him to just lose his support right there. It's just unfortunate chain. It happens very often, actually. Even I still make that mistake. You just press the A button frantically, like, yeah, all right. Wait, no, that's a cursor chip, and I lost.
Yeah, and I mean, it's easy to get that outcome if you both press it around the same time. And, you know, you also want to use your chips by the end of the turn, so sometimes trying to squeeze that last chip in, you end up with an unfavorable trade for yourself.
And here we go, very interesting, just as we already called, Tomahawk Man coming right out here to use these charge shots. And it's, ooh!
That Muramasa!
If you're just going to stand there, then take this, cuz it is... Oh, man. And now the grab banish coming out.
Oh, no. That Invis is not going to help Salad.
Nope.
It's immediately cancelled by that grab banish, so Salad loses both the anti-damage and Invis off of that play.
And you see the barrier, and now it's gone. That B plus left input from Tengu Cross will blow away any barriers on sight. There was no way that was lasting any longer if you could not get rid of that Tengu, which Salad unfortunately could not do.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. So Sleep Claws, with these really solid turns here, even managing to predict turn 1, or at least maybe it was a coincidence, but he went to Tengu, seeing those holes on the field, I guess, and maybe the Magnum.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see how. Yeah, this is interesting. It's gonna be an interesting turn. The holes aren't gonna last forever, right? They're gonna go away relatively soonish, especially since they were made by Magnums and not like Geddon. Oh, beat. There's the beat bait. That's fine. I think that's what Salad wanted anyway. Okay. Pressure on the field. Salad just holding on to his life aura.
So this is a
There
rough
it is.
position. Because I think Salad originally wanted to step up and take down that Tengu with Tomahawk charge shots. But now at neutral area, Tomahawk cross just doesn't reach.
Right.
Can't get those back panels.
And just as we saw earlier, that that B plus back input coming through to get rid of that life aura. But in this moment, Salad might be able to get this base off. We're about to see some big damage coming out from Salad's side.
Yeah, if this base anomaly lands, it's going to be really painful for Sleep.
It's gonna be ridiculous. Yes, bro. But will SleepClaws have the out, bro? Is it gonna happen? I don't know. I just love base. I'm just trying to see this land. I'm not gonna flex. Here we go. Okay, that was a bait to see if there was gonna be a chain. Oh,
and
there's
it
that's coming out. That's gonna be max damage.
You see an instant reversal here. Oh my god.
Yeah, okay, that time freeze counter versus the risky honey is gonna stop Salad from taking big damage, but grab bandage coming out once again. SleepClaws not giving up this area, not for anything. There it is, waiting for that invis, and now we're gonna get the time freeze counter with another Magnum. Salad needs to get rid of this Tengu cross here, man. It has to happen.
Yeah, this Tengu is really giving SleepClaws a lot of versatility, a lot of options on the field. I mean, because he can just step right back onto the back and avoid Tomahawk again.
Yeah,
He's
for
been in
sure.
Tengu since the start of the match, and he's just been making use of those air shoes. And that back B as well, just enormous value from Tengu Cross here.
All right, we see also Salad opts that anti-Navi now. That means we're not going to be seeing the bodyguard program advance this game, but maybe next time. I think next round we'll see it. I don't know, but it might happen. We don't know.
Yeah, it's a really interesting back and forth between these two here. SleepClaws with the early reversal using a Muramasa just inflicted a ton of damage on Salad, kind of swung it back, and then Salad now with the base anomaly. Both of them just trading really high value, really powerful chips back and forth.
Salad's just going to camp this anti-damage, waiting for some kind of bait out of SleepClaws, and there goes the counter hit. And wow, what a trade! Oh, what a frantic trade! Oh, Salad trade. Oh man, Salad could have changed that anti-Navi there, but decided to hold on to it instead. Which is an interesting choice. Oh, and Erase Man gonna get rid of that anti-damage. Okay, she's letting it time out here. When you're on the bottom row or in the center, Erase Man will. Oh!
That aura head.
The aura head, yo! That was such a favorable trade for Salad there. What a big combo like that. The Erase Man, the D-Cross, the aura head counter. Oh, it was just perfect turn for Salad.
Yeah, so SleepClaws is probably thinking about crossing out here. He's got to get rid of that paralysis effect, even though he should be blinking as well, so he should be protected for a short time. This still leaves him open for a follow-up.
Yep, for sure.
Surprised if he did not cross out.
I'm actually expecting an Aquaman cross out strictly because of what the folder. Oh no, Tomahawk Man coming out instead. Ooh. Well, there goes the train arrow. I knew something. Oh, trying to use the wind to throw Salad into that back row with that Mega Boomer, but not gonna dice it.
Salad cleans up the first set there, or the first match. That
okay,
was
so
really well played from both of them.
Yes. What adjustments does SleepClaws have to make here? What do you think?
Oh man, it's tough to say.
It is kind of tough to say. I feel like everything was going really well in the beginning last round, but Salad just had some crazy momentum. Maybe if we can sit on there was no dust either, right? No dust cross last game.
No dust cross, no dust cross. So I think there's a huge problem here because SleepClaws is gonna want to go into Tengu again because of this cracked field. Every time they move off of a panel, it's gonna break. So the entire field is gonna end up broken really quickly. So here's the Tengu cross. I think the problem last match was just that he hung back and he sat in Tengu for too long, didn't manage to go into Tomahawk to get his chip charges and his damage. But he was just getting so much value out of that Tengu, so it's really tough to determine when
exactly
you should switch out.
If it's working, why change that, right? And that's basically what we were seeing there. Unfortunately, Salad's stuck on that top row. And we're gonna see first barrier make it to the next round, except not really.
Yeah, it's still a good trade there, soaking up that Magnum. I know Salad probably wants to break that. Break the first barrier before using the Magnum. Because that's just 130 damage down the drain.
As we all saw, Salad could not move over those tolls because she does not have air shoots in her cut. Therefore, we see a beast out coming from her right now, so that way she can start moving over these panels and try to get some damage going with this wind rack and maybe a defensive turn for 200 barrier. She's definitely gonna smack him with this wind rack. Here you go. Oh, she missed.
Ooh, the wind rack misses.
Just very close.
Oh, the barrier
she
gets charged.
She charged the barrier 200 for damage instead. Interesting. Very interesting. You know, she is behind on damage, right? She's losing technically at this point, so trying to rack up more damage is actually not that bad of an idea, but what I would have done actually would have been to use the barrier instead. But again, he's against Tengu, right? So why use barrier when you're against Tengu when it's just going to be back with, you know, B plus black, and it's going to get blown away for free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not going to get great mileage unless it's in a time freeze counter chain, so you can block a Navi chip or something with it. Because Tengu is just gonna blow it right off immediately.
Exactly. So it was just the optimal play in that regard. Magnum coming out, invisible, gonna keep that anti-damage just a little bit longer.
Yeah, that invis protects the anti-damage, stops Magnum from connecting. Savage has to wait this out now, and that Mega Boomer just... Oof. Grab Banish comes out, setting it back to neutral area. And
that's 0 for 2 with the wind rack, yeah! the SleepClaws is just on that movement today, cuz. Oh, okay, very interesting tidbit. If base is used over a hole, even if the opponent is on the same hole, it will hit, right? If it's right directly in front of them. So she could technically move over and try to nail this base, which is extremely risky. I don't think it's worth it, but it could happen.
Yeah, I think the safe play is to wait for the holes to return. They'll return before the end of this turn, so if Salad can just deal with the anti-damage before that happens, and then Salad can just wait to use the base.
And then get the maximum value.
If you really wanted to, you could line up with your opponent, point blank base anomaly. Some serious style points there.
Impressive style points, especially over a hole, and deal with that. Hopefully she can make it back in time to catch that flash bomb. Does not, unfortunately, but the anti-damage gonna protect her. Basic anomaly coming out, but the anti-damage time.
No, it's blocked.
Very good for SleepClaws to hang on to that just for a little bit longer. Finally, we get a hit with that.
Things are looking pretty good for SleepClaws here.
Yes.
Managed to get a really good turn this time.
So question, right? Salad camped forward at the end there after using that anti-navi, or after using that anti-sword, right? Is that a tell? Do you think that's a tell? Does SleepClaws go for that charge shot? What do you think?
I think Salad's definitely trying to bait that swing, but SleepClaws did not start charging. So
he did not start charging. I think he understood, like, okay, you kind of want me to hit you here, right?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because SleepClaws could not have completed that charge before the end of the turn, anyways. So if he was going to use a chip at the beginning of this turn, this upcoming turn, then the charge time wouldn't really do anything here. It would have increased his option. And he isn't playing the Buster-focused
Build
setup
anyway.
anyways. Not gonna get damage out of those Tomahawk swings.
For sure, for sure. Oh man, okay, so we
we're
have
gonna
some...
see if we're gonna see if Salad is gonna manage to trigger that anti-sword and bait to do that swing back 300 damage. That'd be really nice right about now.
I'm actually kind of interested in what SleepClaws is thinking, because you're ahead and he's just putting so much thought into this turn because it's Salad, bro. Definitely one of, if not the best players on our channel, and it's just like, you don't want to mess that up. And there goes life or time freeze counter. They're gonna stop that fire damage from taking away Tomahawk Cross and protect the anti-damage.
Oh, and SleepClaws loses his own Tomahawk to Element Man rate times 2 damage.
Oh, here we go. Grab banish, anti-damage coming out. There it is. Okay. Fortunately for Salad, the anti-damage is gonna stop her from taking way too much damage from that risky honey there. And the D-Cross really favored her too, because now you can chip charge the risky bees to do extra damage.
Yeah, unfortunately Salad had to toss the anti-sword. Salad just couldn't risk getting hit by those buffed up bees. Had to activate anti-damage in order to absorb that.
Salad's still on the losing end, but it's super important to not give up until the last play is made. Anything can really happen in these last couple of turns. A slip up from SleepClaws definitely can do it too. And there we go, got some good damage coming out. Anti-Navi gonna also chain. Salad gets the Blast Man for herself and is gonna get rid of both. Do some damage and get rid of the wind that was causing some nuisance there. Whoa, did you see that? That frame perfect dodge? That was crazy, yo, insane. Oh,
one of those logs actually connect.
Yes, that's big damage.
So Salad's coming up towards the end of her folder here. Doesn't have any chips past this. The last 4 chips. But it looks like it's just enough damage.
Including the area grab for Buster threats, yeah, this can be a big turn for her. If she can avoid whatever SleepClaws throws out this turn, it can be an upset for sure.
Yeah, this is going to be close. Definitely going to be really close.
Yes, and I can tell that SleepClaws is feeling that pressure now too. He's definitely taking a lot longer to make this turn happen.
Oh, here it comes.
Okay, area grab. Gets 2 clips out of that. Eraseman gonna come out, but no paralyze here because of Tomahawk Cross, thankfully.
Yeah, the status guard is really gonna save Salad here.
Oh, there it is. 1 HP. Ah, and that's it. Very close game.
Wind racks both connected. If one of them had missed, that would have been a pretty close call.
All right, Salad's gonna have to make this final round count. It's a tiebreaker game, and you don't want to go home here, guys. But it's looking really even. It's kind of hard to say who I feel like will win this matchup, especially since they both already won a game.
It's definitely been really back and forth so far. So whoever shows the better adaptation here might come out ahead.
It's also going to be interesting to see how they play around these conveyor belts here. If you step onto them and get area grabs, you're going to be stuck there for a minute unless you go into Falzar.
Yeah, unless you use Beast, you're not going to be able to escape from that.
Nah, that's going to be a lot of damage, and you can rack it up very fast. Or if you have an area grab of your own, or Judge Man can help too, but either way, it's going to be rough.
I would think it's actually a bigger threat to SleepClaws than the Salad, because Salad has Buster stats, can take advantage of that, of the opponent being trapped there. SleepClaws just going to have to depend on chip damage. So it's a really long first cust here. Oh, it's Tengu again.
Okay.
The Tengu turn 1 every single game so far.
Oh, almost dodged both, but it was impossible there.
So that rolling log actually took out the conveyor belt. Wood chips will actually destroy the conveyor belts.
Oh, and the wait. Oh, what patience! Waited for that charge shot just to use the risky hunting and get some extra bees on top of that. Very nice turn from SoulXCross there.
I don't think the extra bees actually came out. I think it was a little bit late. That charge shot actually landed, I think.
Wait, hold on a second. Did that conveyor belt just disappear?
Yeah, so wood chips will actually destroy the conveyor belt.
That's super interesting. Something you learn every day.
Yeah, Salad had to tell me this.
Oh, should we pause? Should we pause it? The stream kind of got. They're not seeing anything. Well, actually, nothing's happening right now. If it gets fixed within a nice time. Perfect.
So this is one really long cast. SoulXCross really thinking things through.
That's something I actually would like to talk about really quickly. How do you feel about timing or timers going into like cust turns?
I personally feel it's unnecessary. Oh, so it's the start of turn. Only one.
We'll get more into that later.
Machine gun connects for both of them.
The area grab coming through, gonna lock it Salad down just a little bit longer. Salad wants to hit this charge shot here, but unfortunately time runs out. Oh, but the Erase Man. Okay, so this is interesting, right? Erase Man is pretty much guaranteed here, no matter what movement SoulXCross takes. Basically, all Salad has to do is step down, and there's no way to escape this unless you have an aura or a barrier, right? We're gonna see how she uses that to her advantage.
So Salad could be in a really favorable position here, depending on whether or not these Navi chips land here.
I don't know. Did we see Beat get used yet? I don't know if Beat got used.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, actually. So
Actually, yeah, I don't think that happened yet. So Salad actually might be throwing this away to the Beat, or waiting for a TFC. That's gonna be interesting.
Definitely a possibility, but yeah, if Beat hasn't been used yet, Salad's just gonna have to wait.
And that's gonna be kind of unfavorable because it's already hard to line up Erase Man correctly while waiting for TFC on top of that. That's gonna be a little rough. Wow, another long cuss turn. What is he thinking? I need to be in the head of. Oh, he escapes. Yep.
Ooh,
of
yeah,
course,
so the
he's gonna
Beat
come
does
out.
eat it.
Area grab, and we're gonna see. Oh, the anti-damage goes away. Anti-sword coming out.
Oh, and SoulXCross is in Tengu.
Oh!
Those train arrows missed.
Bro, okay, that was almost so much damage. Salad almost got smacked by a Mega Boomer and train arrows. That would have been horrible. Yo. Jeez, that was so much damage just threatening right there.
Yeah, looking at that, you can see your life flash before your eyes. That many train arrows.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh man.
So, a little known interaction is actually that anti-sword will activate through barriers. So even with this barrier, this life aura up, or even a barrier 200, any kind of barrier, if if Salad gets hit by a sword element attack right now, there will be a retaliation from Antis.
And that's something that she desperately wants, to get rid of this Tango Cross as well.
Yeah, so the ideal situation here would be to trigger it on the center so that there's no way for Sleep Claws to dodge it. So the trick here is going to be, can Salad actually trigger that anti-damage on the center?
Or she's going to get rid of the anti-damage just like this in the center, and he's going to get the D-Cross. That was beautiful.
400 damage and a D-Cross, right?
I think that shook him. Oh, okay. So he was actually waiting for Salad to step back. That way he can get rid of that barrier with the... Oh, you have wind. Why didn't you go wind first, right? That was weird operation of cards.
That was a strange chip order right there. But I'm not sure what Sleep Claws was planning.
And finally, we see Dust in queue, waiting for use by Salad. She wants that dig.
Oh, not just that. I think Salad wants to suck up that win. Salad wants to shoot that out for 200 damage.
She's like, hey man, I just want to smack the extra damage, no big deal.
But I think at least 2 of the machine guns have already come out, so there's a lot less chance of getting B-crossed on this turn.
And now we're just gonna wait for our boy Base to come through and get that clutch damage out.
Salad leading this one. Base, let's see if it lands.
And the Base, it's gonna get rid of both of the... Yeah, oh, what a smart turn from Salad. Gets rid of the flash bomb and does damage at the same time. Oh man.
Oh.
Muramasa! Oh, but it just swifts. Yeah, that was a really bad turn for Sleep Claws. And we're gonna see these grabs come into play. She still has 2 left. Still has Beast out, can hit it with the 2 racks, just combo them off. Has Judgment. It's really looking slim for Sleep Claws right now.
Yeah, down to 140 HP. That's brutal. Probably looking for some kind of chance of a comeback here, but I'm not sure what Sleep Claws is going for him.
Yeah, this is really tough. Salad actually opting to just go with the Invis queued up. Gonna wait for a TFC. Queuing up Tango Cross. Gonna see if she could bait out that machine gun. There it was. Yep, the machine gun right there, right on time. Very smart. Windrak gonna connect. Invis Blastman on the panel is gonna do 3 times the damage and decross. Because of Wood Buddy in the panel, yep.
That was just what Sleep Claws needed. That grass panel Tomahawk Blastman.
And this is even better for Sleep Claws too, because Salad is now mid-shot with the machine gun. If she doesn't cross-cancel, that's a huge opening that he can use to his advantage. Too bad he already whiffed the Muramasa though.
Yeah, Salad still has a pretty decent amount of defense here, so...
Yep.
Sitting comfortably at 674 HP versus Sleep Claws' that looks like 70. So pressure is definitely on Sleep Claws here.
For sure. And we might see a chip charge for the double slash coming out from Falzar just to clean it up. I don't know, he's thinking really hard. How do you take something in 1 turn without just dying? Oh, this is rough. I don't know, man. No Giga in your folder? I think that was just... Why? Okay, I understand the Mega Chip, but why not a Giga, right?
I mean, I don't think you need a Giga all the time, like for every folder, because you can squeeze in enough damage. Oh, and let's see whether
we got the double point. Barrier 200 coming up immediately. Sal's not playing with that. No, I'm good. I'm good on all that.
Both defense chips coming up now.
Yeah. Oh, buying some extra time. He's gonna make it to the next.
Oh, and I think that was the end of Beast, so that was the end of Beast out anyways, so Sleep Claws still has the option of Beast over, although I'm not sure what he might be able to do in that turn. It's a rough situation either way. Cornered with 1 HP here.
Okay, grab banish coming out. Gonna deal with that anti-damage. Still has the Invis Judgment. Oh, gonna whiff. Risky Honey coming out again. But yeah, it's just too close. Way
Yeah, Salad
too close.
closes it out with those Baldar feathers.
Oh man, what a close match. Whew.
Props to Sleep Claws though, managing to stay in it for so long, even with only like 200 HP left.
That was the
Barely.
grind. Yes, that was the grind game. Oh man. Whew. Okay, so who do we have lined up next? I think we have Sleep Claws again.
Yeah, this is our third match with Sleep Claws.
With Sleep Claws, y'all. If y'all wanted more Sleep Claws, here it comes. Because my man ain't going no. And this time we got him matched up against KayThree. And I think we've already established what Claws is trying to do with her. So how about we talk a little bit about KayThree?
So KayThree has a really interesting S code going on here, and his cust I think is actually the thing that really fascinates me. It's a plus 1050 HP, so he's going to be loading in with like just really beefy here. The problem with this is he does not have bug stop. So this is a bugged setup here, but as a result, he's going to get the static bonus. Static is going to occupy way more space here, be harder to avoid for his opponent.
Yes,
And you
sir.
can see this is part of his strategy, having these bugs in his Navicust, because static is ragged, so he's gonna probably be starting off the first turn with a static.
It's very interesting too because we see the tag double point and tag area grab, which means the likelihood that area grab shows up in first hand is a little bit increased. So we can see that turn one area grab static as we were talking about. Let's get into this cuss too, actually.
Yeah, he still managed to squeeze in cuss too. So this is a really interesting Navicust. The only downside here is if he does not manage to draw that bug fix in time, things could look really rough for him.
After the fourth turn, after the first turn with custom 1 or doubled bugged or custom bug level 2, you start losing a chip in your hand each passing turn. So you have 4 turns of safety, and then after that, you just start getting your hand size reduced until you have only 2 chips to choose from on a turn. So you really want to see that. You really want to see that bug fix immediately, but that's okay. We have Dust Cross. Dust Cross with the Dust Shoot ability will be able to shuffle cards in your hand that you don't want and push them to the back and draw up that new fresh hand, which will most likely have the bug fix in there. So we will see some dust digging going on. And I gotta shout out this HP plus 50 in this. I feel like that's the strongest piece in this entire cut. HP plus 50. I just saw so much respect for that.
Well, I don't know about that. The HP plus 50. Well, we'll see if it saves him. We'll see if it makes a difference.
If he wins by 50, I'm shouting that out. Like that has to be a tweet. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But we do see some Buster stats here. Charge plus 1s for the Buster bug. Fast barrier is just such a good cross to keep dust in play for as long as possible. It's gonna be. It's looking pretty good in his favor right now. I kind of think he has some decent odds.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is just like Sleep Claws, he's running 2 grab banishes here. I think maybe afraid of area control from a Gregar player, like a SoulXCross stepping up and just slashing his face off.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. We do have the 1 Risky Honey to kind of like combat that.
That double point attack plus 30, so that could be comboed with either the static or the Risky Honey for the banish combo.
Yeah, we don't know where it's coming and when it's going to be on. It's going to be tough. Or it could just be on Slash Mana. Really just don't know. Well, more likely the attack plus 30 on Slash Mana than the double point. Because the more area you have, the more kunais you get. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. Let's hop right into it, huh? Alright, here we go.
Oh yeah, the kunai from Slashman can't be boosted, so it's only the actual slash itself.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Did you play it? Oh, okay, I could have watched sync. That makes sense.
So Sleep Pause pulls most of the B banish combo right there on turn 1. That's actually not a great situation. Kind of wants that double point, I think. It's the only thing he's missing here. It's also a little bit awkward to use at the very start of the match, I think. So Sleep Pause's options here are either just to play around it, play the chips around it, and leave that in his hand, or to go into Dust and hope he can retain it until his next turn, so he can start sorting through his folder.
Alright. Yeah, he does have the whole B-Vanish combo, which is actually really good, as you pointed out. You're gonna want to get rid of this barrier really quickly to kind of try to charge shot it off, maybe? Oh, okay, so KayThree opts for this Dust immediately. He wants to start digging as soon as possible. And in fact, this area grab is probably even better for his combo. Look how much time he has just to do this.
Oh.
Oh, there it is! We got the static turn 1!
That double
Don't
point
camp
static
for
actually
us.
landed. Oh.
Yeah. Yo. Oh man. If he held on to bees just a little while longer, that would have been catastrophic. Wow. Just a little bit of hindsight.
900 damage on the first turn. That has to hurt for Sleep Pause. Didn't really get that
Sleep
much
is
retaliation.
not happy. He's not happy about that one. That was rough. So how do you feel? Okay, so the Mega Boomer, it makes Grass Panel. Do you use it in this matchup, or do you want those poison panels to stay there? Like, how do you? What's the value on that, right? You have to take the damage with the double for Tomahawk Cross, but the poison is just stopping him from moving.
I think they've got more value on their slow gauge. They've got more value if you can actually keep your opponent on them the whole time. The damage adds up. But considering neither of them are running slow gauge, I believe this is just going to be a case where Sleep Pause is just going to want to play that just for the damage, for the grass.
That makes sense. Yep. Dodging the last minute. Oh, and we see a mine come. Very, very interesting battle chip here, actually. People don't generally use mine very often. The problem with mine is that if you have flow shoes, you're not gonna get hit by the mine. And on top of that, if holes come out, I think the mines get eaten up by the holes, right? If you use Geddon or something.
I believe so. I'm actually not sure on that interaction. In any case,
I do remember something like that.
Even if the panel with the mine on it stayed, that's just a dead giveaway, right? It's
right.
Minesweeper at that point.
Exactly. So it's just like, I'm just not gonna touch that panel ever again. It's fine. In older games, I do know that the mines acted as an object, but I'm not sure in this game because obviously it's not an object. Dustman can't suck it up. I think Dustman or Dustcross sucks up every object, right?
Yeah. So I'm not sure on it myself. That's worth testing. And we're seeing a really big turn from Sleep Pause here. He manages to avoid that Erase Man by stepping down. He's got this Flash Bomb set up.
And Hub Batch can come out from KayThree though, so this is gonna be really good damage for him with that Buster Bug as well.
And here comes
Double point coming
combo.
now. Oh, but at the very end, you know what? This is really bad because now KayThree can just go into Tomahawk Cross and tank that flash damage and not get paralyzed, right? And I think that's exactly what we're gonna see. But is he gonna be scared of a potential fire chip or Element Man from coming out from SoulXCross' side?
I don't think so personally, because SoulXCross, he saw the double point come out from SoulXCross, so he knows it's probably bees coming. It would be quite a mix-up if an Element Man came out instead.
Yeah, like, are you really gonna waste it right now? That'd be so like, alright, is it even worth the damage at that point? Is that a good trade even? I don't even think so. Like, I'd rather just use my bees, but there's a potential chance that if KayThree does go into T-Hawk, right, then he can pretty much just avoid the bees altogether, right?
Oh, and so, there it is, the predicted Tomahawk.
Oh, Tengu Cross can come out, gonna get rid of that flash anyway, and deal with the anti-damage at the same time. That's big damage coming up from KayThree, and another grab.
Man, that's...
Oh, and the counter hit. Oh my god, all that damage and the grab banish. What is happening? Whoa, what a crazy turn.
That was brutal. I mean, both of them just...
They just love each other. Oh man, okay, we see the Muramasa, but we're not gonna get a confirm for this Muramasa because of Tengu Cross, right? So how do you go about using this Muramasa? Your life is really want to use it now, right?
Yeah, so there is no way to confirm it because of that Tomahawk stopping any status. Even without that, because of SoulXCross playing this mono M code, he can just use it with all of his other chips this turn as, you know, just a gamble. And if it connects, that could be the game-deciding Muramasa right there.
Exactly. It's gonna be really scary.
And it looks like he's opting to use it, so if this lands, this could be the end of the match almost.
Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. The poison panel's still on the side. Like, okay, so just recently we discovered that moving in between poison panels. Oh, the mine! Wait, the mine! KayThree has the hugest big brain grin on his face right now.
Oh no!
No, that was insane, yo! He just barely dodged that Muramasa. Oh my gosh!
I could have sworn that hit. It looked like it hit on my screen.
Oh my gosh! Wow. That was death. That was death on both sides. Like, I don't even. KayThree with the big range strats. He said, "I know you'll forget about the mine there. Watch your step." Hit him with that plot. Oh man. That Muramasa too, that was almost so clutch. That would have been 1 HP immediately. We see the Tengu Cross coming out. Gonna try to deal with this barrier. Blastman also takes care of that. Element Man also takes care of that barrier. There's just so many ways to take care of this barrier right now. And especially since KayThree's mid-charge shot, he's gonna get that barrier blown off if he doesn't cross-cancel. But does he have the hindsight? Does he have the hindsight to just step forward, like, or cross-cancel this out?
He might. That isn't particularly it's not high value for him, so... Oh!
Element Man coming in, Splash Man's gonna come out, no! That's gonna be double damage! 1 HP! But we're gonna see a freeze. If he nails this freeze, oh, but he whips the freeze! That's rough!
No, that was on purpose. That was there was those poison panels. Without that, he would have died instantly.
That's true. That damage, no, the flash bomb! What, Element Man just gonna clear it up. Either way, you repent. Oh, that was rough. You're right about the poison panel. I didn't even peep. That was crazy. What a turn.
So yeah, if you drop to 1 HP on poison panels, you will just die instantly, unless you have float shoes.
That's crazy. Yo, even the dog is hype. True facts, Joey facts. Oh man. Let's see how this works out.
That was some phenomenal play from them though, that last match.
Yo, that last match was kind of crazy. Let's, yo, the drag forward with the back knee from the tank across there, just trying to confirm that Muramasa. Oh man, that was rough. And he stepped down too. It was, okay, so this is perfect, right? Not only does he know static is coming, this means he has more than enough time to step back and avoid so much damage. That was perfect. Perfect dodge right there.
He could have thrown out the Risky Honey right there and gotten more.
But he did! He threw it out and got the. Whoa! Flash bomb just gonna go way over the head there, unfortunately. Oh man.
So a lot of chips flying out, not a lot connecting, but they're just probing each other right now. They're trying to smooth out their hands.
Yeah, and the warp step gonna ruin that flash bomb conversion. He's trying to. KayThree was trying to set it up for the end of the turn, so that way he can either bait out Tomahawk Cross or just have a guaranteed setup for the next turn. That was really dirty, but unfortunately, warp step, he's just gonna miss it out.
Yeah, warp
step
is an amazing defensive asset, but sometimes it can screw with you, stop you from being exactly where you.
Yeah, but warp step has its merits, man. You can definitely make some great movement, footsie skills against BDT folders. Bug Death Thunder, for those that I know, it's just giant thunderballs of death just following you on the screen. And warp step kind of alleviates some of that pressure from it. There are a lot of good uses from warp step. And we get the bug fix into full custom, another turn of death. That's essential for KayThree right now, especially since we kind of. Oh, okay. So SoulXCross is kind of behind right now because he doesn't have the dust to dig himself. And you know what? I just realized. We have poison panels on the field again. Ironic.
Not quite as many, but yeah. Way more grass than poison, but these poison panels in the corner here, I'm not sure if it's going to end up influencing the match again.
No, probably not, but I think poison's trying to make a statement. Oh, man. Okay, so still in the cusp screen, KayThree trying to decide what is best here. He sees that cracked panel. Is he going to try to use a mine, try to set it up so that way that cracked panel gets stepped on earlier? Oh, the machine gun just going to get stepped around. And B going to eat up that chip as well. I'm surprised that KayThree didn't just stand there and take the machine gun with the... Okay, that was interesting. Oh, and the paralysis... Oh, and because KayThree went for the charge shot, he ended up getting shot from the machine gun anyway and loses his cross. Unfortunate. And now we have a very close game. Really favorable.
They're basically tied up.
Exactly.
I think KayThree got the value out of that dust cross anyways. Managed to pull bug stop at least, or bug fix.
Yeah, for sure.
At the very least, he's not going to do this slow bleed out where his cuss just shrinks over time.
Yeah, and that's something that no one wants to deal with. That's very bad for business. For sure, dude. But yeah, getting the mileage, he can now safely go into whatever cross he wants. Maybe Tomahawk to deal with some CC from SoulXCross's side there. Also dealing with any potential Tengu crosses, you know, because he could have gone Tengu here. But SoulXCross opting to go Tomahawk instead. I'm guessing he's going to try to base boost this Mega Boomer here.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get a lucky double hit off of the Mega Boomer, a charged Mega Boomer, that would be almost half of KayThree's HP.
Yeah, isn't that like 600 damage, dude? Like 170.
It's almost 700.
Yeah, That's a big damage. Oh, whoa, what a nice confirm. Now you have to take this Mega Boomer, and you might actually get hit by like twice. Judgment gonna come out, but no freeze or paralysis. Here we go, this is it. This is it. Oh, okay, anger. Look how much damage that did. Anti-damage not coming out fast enough. Gonna take that firm Mega Boomer to the face there with ice panels in the center, which means you're never gonna touch that center again, unfortunately.
That was a lot of damage for a sleep pause right there.
And unfortunately, anger got used up by the anti-damage instead of something valuable in this turn.
I mean, an anger anti-damage is not so bad. 200 damage. I mean,
It pops life for
a
her,
nice
right?
deterrent.
It's like, I don't want to take 200 damage. It is what it is. But anti-damage is quite maneuvered around. No one really gets hit by that very often.
It's true. If KayThree managed to get that anger off with another chip, I think he's got quite a few chips that would have benefited really heavily.
Yeah, for sure, like that Slashman SP. Oh boy. But we see a very big turn coming out from SoulXCross this time around. Blastman. Oh, he should have waited. I think catching the barrier would have been better. Oh
but
wait,
the
he has
wind will deal with it. And he placed it perfectly. The only place he could have put it in order to avoid that Tengu Man.
Oh, this is about to be rough. The light for it.
Oh. Oh my god.
Wait, what happened to the light? Whoa, the fan blew it away. Oh my gosh, yo. Yo, that's sick, yo.
That was amazing.
Yo, that was insane. Oh my gosh, he couldn't get rid of the fan in time. So it blew away the life aura anyway. There was no stopping it. He didn't know that he was already dead. He did not know. Oh my gosh, dude. What a comeback that was.
Yeah, that wind got insane mileage right there. Blowing off the barrier and then the life helping to confirm that the train arrow, that extremely painful double point train arrow.
Oh, and it was max value on all the way in that back row. Hidden from the depths of the sea, bro. Oh man, that was tough. I know KayThree felt that in his soul. That was. Whew.
I think KayThree can appreciate it though.
Yeah, no, of course, for sure. You know, in hindsight, he's just can't be upset about that.
So
you know,
SoulXCross is really tempting this turn.
Yes.
Those two cubes in the field. You get a lot of bonus damage. You see both of them going.
Who gonna get it? Who gonna get it? Okay, I think KayThree gets it here. Yep, that makes sense because instead of going for the back B, Rush was chosen, and we have area grab again. What do we? Oh, wow, there it is. I've been talking about it for the past 2 games. Finally, the Risky Honey gonna connect and defend against that static as I was predicting, man. That's crazy. Oh, this is bad.
That was a wonky double point usage right there, though, because it was followed up by area grabs. So,
and
yeah,
they both used double point there too. Oh wait, actually, yo, hold on. Area grab.
No,
yeah, it's a double point.
Yeah, he used a double point into an area grab. So, I mean, SoulXCross had that Risky Honey ready to defend against it anyways, but that was, even if that static landed, it was not boosted because of the area grab behind.
You have to do it the opposite way around. Oh, we got a clip. We got the clip on that perfect arrow. I love the name of it, Perfect Arrow. Well, blessed.
Yeah, thanks,
blessed. Thank you, Joey. Shout outs, Joey Cole. Woo! Okay. Anyway, back to the match. Very favorable turn for SoulXCross here. We're gonna get that banish to get this area back. And we're gonna get some extra damage on the area back too. That's always nice. Well, he didn't slide backwards. Oh, he stepped into the machine gun. Unfortunate. And the machine. Where do you step? What's your first step? Oh, step forward? Nice. Okay, I'll take it. And we get his own decross over here. Now it's tied up.
So that grab banish didn't send KayThree back because of that hole behind him.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I didn't even see it. Yeah, that makes sense. Without float shoes or without air shoes, you're not gonna be able to walk over those holes. So yeah, you got stuck there. That makes sense. Also, we have SoulXCross tiptoeing in his Jordans, waiting for this mine to show up. But he confirmed that at least 4 of his panels don't have a mine. What a scary situation.
Yeah, mine is a really fun chip. I mean, it can cause some really, really hilarious situations.
Yeah, for those who don't know, mine is always random on the same chip. You can't really tell by the visuals to see which way it went. You kind of just gotta guess on that. It's 100% like 50-50. You're just doomed if you don't, doomed if you do. All right, what are we gonna do with the SoulXCross and barrier? Gonna get dismissed immediately, or is gonna eat a mine. Oh, okay. We won't know yet.
Goes to the end of turn immediately, and SoulXCross doesn't get to put down his win.
All right, so I feel like this is a positive trade for SoulXCross either way. If that mine is in front of him and he drops down this wind, he trades 200 damage for a win, which is value. Either way, if it does get down there, he's gonna get rid of this barrier, which is also favorable for him.
I think the best play would actually be to drop it on the center, like just step up, drop it. He knows there's no mine on that spot, so that getting rid of that barrier is, I think that takes priority over confirming whether or not there's a mine on this one panel that he doesn't really have to step.
Right. Oh, well, he stepped on there anyway, so we know it's not there. We know somewhere in the back row is a mine with that poison. No, then he steps on it. The anti-damage gets triggered instead. Nice placement. Oh, and he ate double damage from that. He stepped into them, right? Oh, the end leg is massive on that chip charge. So this is an easy erase confirm. Oh, another one. Oh, barely makes it out of there alive.
So both of them managed to avoid a pretty decent amount of damage from their opponent right there. Stepping forward and sidestepping their opponent's offensive chip. And yeah, that Tomahawk Beast Charge is, I think it's really hard to land. Most people predict it and just kind of stay in the center. Or, you know, once you see it come out, it's not exactly that fast, so you can just step out of it.
Right. At the same time, I feel like it works exactly like a boomer, right? Though that charge shot, like you can walk into it multiple times, right?
I think you can, yeah.
And we see Beast Out coming out from SoulXCross here. Okay, if he directly hits this wind rack onto KayThree, he can confirm the Muramasa, but it is such a strict timing for that, it's ridiculous. I don't even know if it's worth it at all. Either way, Beast Out on both sides. We're gonna see some birds today. Blastman gonna decross here. I'll trade 140 for a decross and double damage. That's fine. Element Man SP.
And he lands it. The double damage and decross from Eli.
You know what? I think he got the better end of that trade. Okay, here we go. Muramasa. Oh, just barely missed. Man, these players are just so strong. This is what you get to join up with this community. You get to get some fierce competition, learn the game. It's just a grand time for everybody, man. Jeez. sheesh, just enjoying these matches as a commentator is truly blessed, bro. Okay, so the follow-up here, we have Judgment. But, okay, so where do you want this Judgment to land, right? Do you want to catch your opponent on the bottom row? Are you trying to go for, okay, we're definitely going to go for B's here.
I think it would be optimal to get them on the bottom row to combo with the Boomer, but SoulXCross doesn't have been
Go for that, yeah.
I think he locked in an Invis instead for some defense this turn. Which makes sense. He's at about a 300, 350 HP disadvantage here. He wants to make sure he doesn't get surprised, finished off one turn.
High IQ! Oh no, he got greedy. No. Oh, the light bar was there anyway, right? So no big loss. No big loss. What a good life bar turn too. Nothing here is gonna land. Yep. Nice. Okay. Element Man not gonna do damage, and this ice pill. Oh, tries to go for your Race Man end of turn, but just barely misses. Ice Panel is gonna spawn up on that center panel there, which is actually kind of decent for SoulXCross. This guarantees he can't hide in the center with the area grab, which means he's gonna have to take that Mega Boomer damage.
Except for the fact that KayThree is currently in Spout, so he will be able to step into the center and stay there if he wants.
That's right. That's right. Spout is a thing. Yeah, you can definitely walk on the ice. Okay. There's no way to threaten him out of that now. Oh, and there goes. Slashman's coming out. Not on the back row though, so not going to be super max damage, but still good enough to put. Oh, whoa, just barely dodging there. What a trade, and it comes down to the wire. It comes down to the wire. What's your play? Okay. Flash Bomb, gonna try to confirm this kill here. But this isn't the
best play available to him. Question is just whether or not. Oh no.
Oh, but the over. Grab banish. Oh, that's it.
Finish. That's the end for SoulXCross right there. Nothing he could have done to defend against that.
Yeah, that was so close. Oh man, dude. What a match. That was insane from both players. Even the mind games was crazy. Try saying that 10 times. Yeah. Yo, come on.
I mean, I am amazed that those matches were just wow. The back and forth and the sidestepping of each other's Navi chips.
The dodges on the Muramasas, dude, like the train arrow. Come on. There's just so many highlights.
When the damage landed, it was massive. Losing almost half your HP in one turn.
Oh my gosh, dude. Just massive damage. Just to turn one static and you're just gonna eat it all up. 900 damage turn one. Like, there's just so many highlights.
Yeah, well played, both players, both us, both SoulXCross and KayThree performed really well. I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of in that set. That was
for sure.
That was top notch right there.
And of course, there's no stakes on these matches. That's the whole beauty of Noon. It's just to go out there, try some things out, gain experience. You just want to play the game.
So you didn't hear about the $2,000 prize pool attached to every single new moon set?
Wait, every single one?
Yeah. So far this is gonna be $16,000 total.
Bro. Okay, wait. How do I sign up for the next one?
All right, of course, I'm kidding. There's no prize pool. There's no prestige. The purpose of New Moon is to try to get players into the game, let them have a space to experiment. And if you are into prizes, if you are into prestige, then I believe MegaMaster is hosting a tournament coming up very soon.
Yeah, more details on that at a later date. Just stay tuned. There's always ways to play and there's ways to improve. Just get involved.
But yeah, again, congratulations to both players really for a set really well played. You're both winners in my eyes and my heart.
Big facts. Big facts, man. All right. Now, okay, guys. This is going to be something special. The next match, I don't even want to say it. Like, I shouldn't. Yeah, I'm not even going to say it yet. Okay, we're just going to go right into the setup. There's just a little bit of teaser. Let's talk about these setups. Okay, Salad, we've already seen, right? We've already seen the F code from Salad earlier today. We have the anti-sword tech, the anti-navi tech, just really good stuff coming Salad side. We're going to see some more of that. But Neryth, my man Neryth, who is on stream with us at the moment, talk to us about your setup. What was your thoughts behind this? What's going on here?
So this is a variation of a setup that I've used quite often. It's a pretty old setup, it's a couple of years old by this point. When I put this together, I was just thinking I want program advances. I want big damage in a single chip. So there's
Yes.
a Super Vulcan, there's meteors, base anomaly. Sometimes I switched it out for meteor knuckles. Really depends. But
Okay, so what's the value of base anomaly versus the meteor knuckle?
so there's the obvious thing. Meteor knuckles is breaking, so it will if you land it on SoulXCross, it is just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
that's a dream come true for a lot of Valzar players. Just that
Just
defenseless SoulXCross soaking up meteor knuckles.
I always imagine a small boy looking at a million fists coming at him and just no way to avoid it and just crying himself. Just all these fists. Yeah, SoulXCross definitely gets caught up, and that's the biggest boon, especially if you catch anyone in a corner, maybe pull them forward at Tengu Cross and just eat up so many hits from that meteor knuckle.
And that's the other bonus though. If they're in a corner, there's a pretty good chance it's gonna break all of the surrounding panels. It's gonna stop them from moving off of it unless they have air shoes.
So not only did I just punish your SoulXCross, if you don't have air shoes, you ain't going nowhere. So I'll punish you some more of these charge shots. It's just ridiculous. It's just not a fair chip. But Anomaly,
So
of course, we've seen some uses out of that too. So it's really either way. It just depends on what your folder's trying to go for.
So the one thing you can do with base anomaly that you cannot do with meteor knuckle is break life aura in a single hit and still continue to do damage. So if you boost base anomaly with a double point, that is 220. It's 160 plus 60. A single ring, the first ring will actually destroy life aura, so it's still going to do 660 damage afterwards. So even though Meteor Knuckles has the potential to do more hits, it cannot break Life Aura. So Life Aura is a very potent defense against Meteor Knuckles. Base anomaly also, I just have to give it up. It's more stylish. If you can land a base anomaly, then props to you, because there are a lot of conditions to it. You got to have a unbroken playing field, and even if a panel is broken, even if a few panels are broken, you still have the potential to land it if you point blank it, or if you just figure out the pathing on the wheels.
All right. Also, what we noticed a very, very lack of is the defensive chips in your folder. I mean, we have recovery 300s, we have the life aura, but what happened to the anti damage? What happened to? I thought you needed those chips to win games. I don't understand what's going on here.
Well, I don't like anti-damage. I don't like invis. I don't like these defensive chips. And sometimes it bites me. Sometimes I can get away with it. But
Mm-hmm.
when I make these folders, I prefer to try to get as little defense as I can in my folder. I don't like long drawn out games. I don't like damage judge, even though it can end up being hilarious sometimes. Um,
For sure.
I would rather just have it down to me and my opponent trading blows, and we'll see who does more damage. We'll see who goes down first, right?
And what I really like here is the poison seeds and Anubis trying to get that poison pharaoh to go off too, especially against a Grey Guard. There's no real way for them to get rid of it unless they charge cross it. If you back row it, it's pretty much done deal. That poison pharaoh staying there. Falzar does suck that thing up and just shoot it back at you, which is a thing that happens. But once you get rid of it, it's kind of just still there. So what was the and what why Anubis? Why Poison Pharaoh? Was it just those reasonings, and was there? Why did you choose that PA?
I thought it was just an underused PA in 6 at least, and and I wanted a good reason to actually run both gauges in this. This is kind of the gimmick of my folder. So I have a regged fast gauge, and that lets me go into dust ASAP and just start cycling out chips, start getting the PAs into my hand. Um, and then the slow gauge is for the poison feral drop, and also against certain setups. Um, I do have buster stats. I have attack +3 here, so if it comes down to it, I do have an advantage against certain setups here. So using the slow gauge sometimes favorable for me. Sometimes I can squeeze a lot of value out of it.
Mm-hmm. Especially since you have the buster stats too and maximum. Well, 4 area grabs, not max. Also, let's talk about one last thing before before we get into our debut match. Not even debut. This is just gonna be exciting, but the Navi custs, and they might look like they're different because they're listed differently, but the pictures exposes you both. It is exactly the same Navi cust. And talk to me a little bit about it. I think I heard that this is your cust idea. So what was the thoughts going into this cust?
Oh no, this is not my cust. This is an ancient cust. This is a time honored, just a primordial cust. And I'm pretty sure Salad came up with it on her own. I'm not 100% sure, but I think she just she theory crafted it all by herself. And this is my first exposure to it, like way back. And I just looked at it and was like, this is solid, right? This is it. And there's a funny story. When I got into Battle Network 6 PvP and I was playing against Salad, I so I decided to play through 6. Just play through it, play through the story, and then try to look at PvP from that perspective after just like having freshly finished the game, right? And so I went to the Navi cust and I was just thinking, what do I want? I want super armor. I don't like playing bugs, so I'm gonna take bug stop. And then eventually I realized that I had literally put together Salad's Navi cust, but just oriented differently. Like it was just the reverse cust, but it was the same thing. And I was just like, well, I guess it doesn't get better from here. This is it. And this is solid because
Exactly.
this cust has been around for years and years and years and years, and its performance is top notch. So I just think you can't go wrong with this cust for Falzar.
And it's a solid cust. Falzar innately has Falzar Beast out to use floating air shoes, and you have Tengu for air shoes, and just so much support. Even Ground Cross have super armor. You know what I mean? Like, so there's just nothing but support to this cust on the inside of the game, and it shows. It plays in itself, and it's just a phenomenal cust. I really like it. I think it's solid. Some people might want more HP, in which case you could even just take out the attack pluses and probably find a way to fit in some more HP and I don't know, play Hub Batch to get your buster stats. But either or, it's a very versatile setup. Okay, now that we've gotten into the setups and the folders, let's get into this match. Now, guys, please, this is something new that we've never done before. All right? Right here, what we are seeing is both Salad and both Salad and Neryth screen. So we get to see both players' hands. On the left, I believe, is Neryth, and on the right is actually Salad. And now we finally get the chance to see what we're thinking behind these these players' plays. All right, very interesting starting off. We have a little Fast Gauge coming up Neryth's side. Fast Gauge is going to be able to push his turns forward, and he's going to want to use these turns to dust dig as much as possible. Whereas Salad immediately goes for that Magnum, and unfortunately, it looks like if she can nail it, but she misses. Oh, Dust is going to stay safe just for a little longer, and Rush Rush is gonna come out and paralyze Salad, which means it's gonna be a guaranteed poison on her side of the field. But that machine gun comes back with anger. Oh my gosh, look at that damage. She just got eviscerated. And oh my gosh, base is in her hand already. Wait, hold on. Oh, if you look at Neryth's hand, he has no outs for base. So if Salad goes base right now, that's actually gonna be just so much damage. There's nothing he can do about that. But he does have the meteors and the double area grabs. Is he gonna be able to push Salad into that back row and be able to do max damage with that? Oh no, Salad actually took the base. Oh man, okay, so Tomahawk is coming out here. Area grab, the first one. Oh, Salad accidentally changed to the area grab with anti-damage, so that's not gonna be there for her. Meteors coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, that's a decent amount of hits actually coming out from the meteors. B's gonna come out, eat up that chip. And are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see that base come out? Oh, he came forward. No, Neryth, you fool. Okay. Neryth still doesn't have any defenses. Oh no, he doesn't have, this is bad. And he's right in front of Salad. Salad is going for the cross cancel. I think she's gonna try for the, yo. Okay, if Salad cross cancels here, the machine gun is just gonna end, and then, okay, she'll have time to use the base right after that, because she won't be in the middle of using machine gun. And it seems like, okay, so Neryth wanted to go for the wind rack here to do some damage, but base animal, okay, he stepped back just in time, but that's still gonna be GG. 1 HP and the point of him. Oh, don't, that's GG. Oh, yo, hold on, that was game 1. It was only like 3 minutes. Yo, what is going on right now, bro? Oh my gosh, that was game 1? This is nuts. Okay. We have Destroy Posts coming right out immediately. Destroy Post, if no one knows, is a very powerful program advance that pierces Invis, causes a disgustingly terrible HP bug, and blinds you and it even pierces through Tomahawk Cross. This is a disgusting chip. Alright, this is gonna do a lot of damage. Now, on top of that, Salad is gonna try to use this machine gun. She might miss if she jumps too quickly, and there it is! Okay, but we have 2 times damage on this machine gun. But where is he? Oh, she confirmed where she was, and gets the hit because of that charge shot. That was beautiful. Area grab coming out, anti-navi gonna Tamlin and trade. Nowhere for Salad to go. Neither is there anywhere for Neryth to go. He's just gonna eat those machine guns. And this perma hole, okay, the perma hole is gonna be a really big issue, especially for meteors. Meteors will not be able to do anywhere near as much damage as it did in the last. So that's something that Neryth is going to have to deal with. Whereas Salad is just queuing up these Navi chips. Oh, but okay, Neryth has defense here, and he's going into Dust. He's going to try to get some digging going here. We're going to wait for the TFC. Oh no, Life Orb just comes out immediately. LMN's going to try, oh, Beat. That's right, Beat's going to eat up the Element Man. Okay, Salad goes for the Thunder there, and Windrax. Beat also gonna come out on Salad's side, gonna eat up Element Man from Neryth as well. Area grabs of her own, Fast Gauge coming out. Alright, very interesting. Salad is sitting on this anti-sword, and she knows now, okay, she was able to confirm that Neryth does not have an anti-damage. Just by getting that charge shot in there. So now, okay, it seems like base again. Oh my gosh. All right, so Salad knows what she's doing. Knows she can get away with anything she wants basically here. But Neryth, okay, he has 300 HP, but is that going to be enough to save him? Oh man. Oh, he draws his own base. Yo, be nuts. Okay, base is in both players' hands. How do they use them? Okay. Neryth is just gonna go for a nice default combo with Windrack and Erase Man's gonna connect. That's gonna decross. Okay, Salad's waiting it out so he can auto aim in the center. Doesn't make any mistakes here. Base is just sitting in her hand, but those holes, those permanent, are just a problem. Yeah, she just uses it right away. Unfortunately, just like we were talking about earlier, those holes just being a detriment to that chip in general. Oh, and Salad going +1 in area. Gonna be able to avoid these poison panels for a little while if she can just move. Especially since those cracked panels are recovering now. Max defense coming out of Salad. She's just gonna tank up this whole turn. Yep. And she wants to get these charge shots. She can move on to the poison seed and try to do that. So we might see that happen here, but that also makes it predictable. She might go down and, I don't know, catch a hit from Erase Man and lose her chip there. Wait, but I think that's anti-sword. Yeah, so I don't know if she is gonna step down. She might not take that bait. Here we go. Yep, the barrier's coming out. Will she step down? Oh, she does. Ah, smart. She goes for the defense, so that way that exact anti-Navi played comes out. Boom. Wasting that Killer Man. That is the exact play that she was supposed to counter. She did it beautifully. Judgment gonna come out too, gonna get rid of this area and make it neutral once again. Which means no charge shot. Oh! The Meteors would have decrossed here! But luckily Salad had the Invis ready. Oh, they don't even break this shield. That's unfortunate. Very close match. Salad's still technically losing, but with all this advantage, it's kind of tough to say. Oh man, this is rough, dude. Neryth can't move anywhere since he doesn't have air shoes in his cusp, but he does still have Beast Out. No, he doesn't have Beast Out. He does have Tank Cross, so he can start moving if he wanted to. He's gonna take this Wind Rack to deal with this barrier and this HP because he desperately needs it. But opts not to take the poison seed anyway. There it is. Very nice. That HP came clutch. Still ended the turn with 800. Oh man. Just sitting on this base. But Poison Pharaoh are going to come out for a turn 2. This is what we were talking about a little bit earlier. Salad is going to be able to hit it with a couple of charge shots though. Especially since she has attack plus. It's going to do some major damage. Oh, Poison Pharaoh into a hole. Those perma holes really get in the way sometimes. Neryth has the Sanctuary. Is that something he wants to go for? And we also see the Super Vulcan attack plus 30 in his hand too, which is a really good combo. But unfortunately, he has no way to decross Tomahawk Man or Tomahawk Cross from South. Oh my gosh. Okay, but we do see Slow Gauge in Neryth's hand. I don't think that's going to come into play. He's definitely not going to play that. He's in disadvantage. He doesn't want these turns to drag out at all. However, Salad did not cross cancel, right? She is sitting on this anti-damage. But if he steps up, he can get that point blank base going. He did step up. What is going to be? Is he mashing? Oh, he's not going to mash it. He wants to get rid of this anti-damage. Very smart. Oh, he gets it anyway. Oh, the anti-damage anyway. Oh. The anti-damage chain. That was almost disgusting me. Okay, Salad survives that turn somehow. Thanks to that trusty anti-damage. Now she's going to Beast Out. We're going to see some wacky plays here. She's going to Wind Rack into Machine Gun. He's going to eat at least one hit from that Machine Gun because of the end lag of getting hit by a Wind Rack. Since you're being put into drag, you can't really move so suddenly. Oh, but the Sanctuary. There it is. And double area grab coming out from Neryth's side. Aura Head. Yo, one space away from the Aura Head. Do you see that? He's literally... What a dodge. What a champion, yo. Yo, 300. Okay, very close game. But it's nearing the end here. What are we gonna see? Who's gonna come out on top? Salad taking her time this one. She wants to use destroy these sanctuary panels, right? Oh, but she misses. She wanted that center so he could back middle. But still lands the charge. Very nice. She actually got both hits on that too. All Salad has left is this barrier. Wait, actually, is that true? We'll see. But Elect Pulse on Neryth's side. He goes for it, gets the anti-damage, and goes for the slow gauge. Whereas Salad chip charging this here will destroy one of those sanctuary panels. I think it only gets the one. It might hit the one in the far back too. So she's gonna actually potentially get rid of two. But here, Neryth is going for it. He has the Super Vulcan. He has the technology. But Salad has the life for it, and that's gonna... Which means this is not gonna hit. Great defensive turn, and after this, Neryth's HP is gonna drain like wildfire. It's only gonna take one hit from Salad to clear it up. And even with slow gauge, Life Aura will not allow it to run out that quickly. I think it's 250 frames or something like that for a Life Aura, and how long it lasts. And that's it, GG. An excellent set from Salad and Neryth. A great way to close it out. I hope you guys really enjoyed that there with the double side, getting the chance to look at both hands of both players play and how they think as they're playing. It's definitely a new experience for us. And if you guys like this kind of format, please let us join the Discord, get involved, let us know what you like and what you didn't like about the podcast, and we'll definitely be able to make more content with that. Maybe for grand finals or loser final, winners finals, we can make it happen where we see both players play out their hands. Definitely experimental. But it was definitely a great set. Excellent way to round out new. And of course, Sunday submissions for next week's new is gonna be going full ahead, and you guys can definitely sign up, participate in these matches. But that's it for me. I'm gonna take off. You guys have been watching the N1GP New Moon Tournament. Have an excellent day.